In this episode, we're going to talk about how to stop feeling like you're not good enough. If you struggle with feeling like you're never good enough, perfect enough, and fear being a failure, then this episode is perfect for you. Welcome to Calmly Coping. I'm your host, Tati Garcia. I'm a licensed therapist and a high-functioning anxiety coach. Calmly Coping is the podcast for people who struggle with anxiety and high-functioning anxiety. Each Wednesday, you'll hear informative episodes with actionable tips about decreasing anxiety, adopting a healthy mindset, and managing your time and energy so you can live a calm and balanced life. Let's get started. This is episode number 37, How to Stop Feeling Like You're Not Good Enough. Welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in. Do you struggle with feeling like you're not good enough? That no matter what you do, you will never be perfect enough, successful enough, or as good as others? Here's some reasons why you might feel like you're not good enough and what you can do about it. First, as humans, we have a negativity bias. This is a protective mechanism to help us, for example, look out for a bear in the woods because that's more helpful to keep us alive rather than looking out for the best tasting berry. But in our present day, the negativity bias can prevent you from seeing everything that is positive, everything that is amazing about you, and all of the strengths that you have, and leave you focused on the negative and what needs to be fixed. The second reason why you might feel like you're not good enough is that you have an inner critic that's hard on you. This is your internal voice that is trying to help you and motivate you, but often it just makes you feel worse. Saying things such as, how could you mess that up? Why are you always so stupid? This inner critic can often be the internalized voice of a parent, caregiver, or another important adult from your childhood. And it can be that internal voice that really prevents you from feeling like you're doing enough or like you're good enough. The third reason why you might feel like you're not good enough is that you often compare yourself to others and you're comparing your worst moments to their best moments. Most people aren't sharing their worst moments and their deepest fears and struggles with you. So it's easy to think that everybody else is doing quote unquote better than you are. But that's just not the reality. The fourth reason why you may feel like you're not good enough is that you have friends, families, coworkers, or other people in your life who are judgmental and critical of you. And this could be in the past or in the present. Now, it's easy to internalize and take to heart the judgments of those around us. And when these people are judgmental and critical, it can have a negative impact on your self-worth and on feeling like you're good enough or doing enough. Now, before we get to how to stop feeling like you're not good enough, let's take a quick break. If you're a high achiever who struggles with putting way too much pressure on yourself, you have difficulty disconnecting, and you feel like you can never fully relax, then you'll want to enroll in my free 3-day course, How to Calm Your Mind So You Can Finally Relax. In this free course, I walk you through getting to the root of what's preventing you from fully relaxing, learning my Relax framework to help you identify the best ways to relax and recharge, and how you can relax intentionally so that you set yourself up for long-term success. You can enroll in this free course by going to calmlycoping.com/relax or by clicking on the link in the show notes. Here are my 5 tips to help you stop feeling like you're not good enough. Tip number 1 is to focus on your effort, not the outcome. You cannot control the outcome, but you can always control the effort that you put into something. Stop expecting perfection because it's impossible. You're unique, and whatever you do will be unique to you, and nobody else's work can replace that. Tip number 2 is to stop taking failure personally. Failure and mistakes are not a reflection of you as a person. They're a reflection of one moment in time. And failure and mistakes are often the path to growth and success. Failure just means that you're trying, and trying is better than not doing anything at all. Tip number 3 is to remember that there's more right with you than wrong with you. It's so easy to focus on what's wrong and what you want to fix. Remember that there is always more right with you. You have so many strengths, so many positive traits and qualities, and so many things that other people appreciate and value about you, and it can often be hard to see that about yourself. As a human, you are perfectly imperfect. And so I want you to remember all of the things that are right with you rather than focusing on all the things that you need to fix or that you want to change or that you want to improve. This is important, but it can often be this unequal, biased perception where you're solely focusing on those things that are wrong and often ignoring the things that are right and going well. Tip number 4 is to stop comparing yourself to others. I know this is easier said than done. Every single person suffers and has insecurities. You just don't see it. I suggest muting or unfollowing any social media accounts that make you doubt yourself, feel like you're not doing enough, or compare yourself to others. I personally have done this and it's helped me massively. And this can be one step towards stopping in that comparison cycle of looking at how others are doing and measuring yourself up to their success or what they're choosing to share with the world. Tip number 5 is to reflect and really question, what does it mean to be quote unquote good enough? When will you finally feel like you're good enough? Are you chasing happiness through life achievements? The reality is that you are good enough. And your self-worth is not defined by your work or how much you do or any other measure. Feeling good enough comes from within, not from without. Not from buying things, having a nice house, putting on makeup, losing weight, getting a successful career, being rich, or any other external measure. Sure, these things are nice to have and they can totally impact how confident you feel and your self-worth. But ultimately, that feeling of being good enough or feeling like you're worthy enough comes from within you. And it comes from how you feel about yourself and how much you're taking care of yourself and the way that you speak to yourself. So your action tip for this episode is to start practicing self-appreciation. Name 2 to 3 things that you appreciate about yourself daily. Start right now. Think of 2 to 3 things that you appreciate about yourself. I'll wait. Reflect on how you feel after identifying those strengths, and see if you can integrate this into a daily practice. You can add this to your journaling practice, or you can just verbally recognize these things and notice how it makes you feel to recognize your strengths. Put this into action and let me know how it helps. I'd love to hear your feedback. You can DM me on Instagram at TatianaGLPC or email me at tati@becalmwithtati.com and let me know. And if you found this podcast episode helpful, then please leave me a review on iTunes letting me know your thoughts. While you wait for next week's episode, I have other episodes about decreasing anxiety, adopting a healthy mindset, and managing your time and energy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, be calm. Thanks so much for listening. If you like what you heard, please share this episode with a friend, and please subscribe and leave me a review on iTunes. Also, remember to check me out online at calmlycoping.com and connect with me on Instagram at TatianaGLPC. All content here is for informational purposes only. This content does not replace the professional judgment of your own mental health provider. Please consult a licensed mental health professional for all individual questions and issues. Till next time, I'm Tati, and this has been Calmly Coping.